I actually had a self-reflection with myself the other day because I was kind of thinking like, at what point, when is your cutoff? Like, when is your cutoff? When do you quit? When do you kind of just give into it and kind of slide into, I'm a vegetable, I can't breathe, my guts don't work. Like, when do you give into it? For me, I'm not like, it's not even like, are you fighting for this? Are you going to keep fighting? I'm distracted. And that's what my brain has to have, distractions, because I don't process things the same way others do. So I get to sit there and live vicariously through, or I have this ability too. It's also a gift and a curse. I can envision how my kids are processing and how they're viewing their dad. And I can sit here and choose to like be the slug, how I feel like I am when no one else is there, and I'm kind of bummed out that I can't grab something right in front of me or I have to use this arm to prop this up. But Dahlia is sitting there like, hey, let me help you get that. Or Bear is like, Dad, do you need help with something? Let me get that. Like, I look back and say, hey, if I didn't have kids and I went through the same diagnosis, instead of me being frustrated about the challenges of having a kid, being a dad, or having young kids, or the other side of it, like not having kids, but not having the same, like, hey, can I help you, Dad? Do you need something, Dad? Like, there's other people kind of counting on me, which helps me kind of forget about myself for a little bit. So that's a double answer too, because it would be so much easier if we didn't have kids. We could do this last little, what are my tackle box, or what's on my my bucket list. It's not the same fucking thing with my kids. Before I die, I'm going to take them to Disneyland somehow. I don't want to fucking go to Disneyland. I will get to go to the front. I saw the perks of it and they seem pretty gnarly. So there's two sides to the story. Oh my gosh. I actually had this talk with Dahlia today. So even through all the blood and guts, because I was in there, this was during COVID. She was a COVID baby. There wasn't anyone else in the room. I was the first one to hold Dahlia. And like, I didn't care about the blood or guts. I didn't care about anything. When we locked eyes, it was a whole like, who is the dude? What is his name? I'll revisit this later on. But it was like an automatic like pathway through my nervous system to my heart, to my brain. And we both like shot into the atmosphere. And like, it just felt like a whole bigger thing than when I even knew, because she was just looking at me like, I trust you with everything. My life is like, what did you bring me out of? What is this? Because we got to see the whole, she came out, they cleaned her, they put her in this, they made her breathe, and then it's in Dad's hands. And I'll never forget, like, when she even popped out of the vagina, she looked right into my eyes, and we're just like, we're the same human. I'll never forget that. I actually had that weird conversation with Dahlia earlier today. Instant connection, instant, like, I don't even, it's nothing. Love is like a different word, because for me, love is kind of differently. My childhood and everything was kind of wacky. It was my mom, and then that kind of was replaced with love with Natalie, and that's a whole different, like, intimate built on to love. And that's all I knew love for. The latest was intimacy and being loyal. And then the next phase of love is somebody's counting on you. Somebody is dependent on you. Somebody's like, I didn't want to be in this situation. I didn't call to be in this situation, but I'm here. It was like involuntary, like this. And I like the look that she gave me, and that feeling it's irreplaceable. But I think it's just another like phase or code of love. This is like a six-sided question for me, because for me, I'm self-aware of my emotions, my flaws, but I'm also like hyper-fixated on most of my flaws. And I'm like, I don't want to pass these to my kids. When they were actually finally there, and I'm like in love, and I'm like, wait, I have to take care of them. And I don't want to pass down my shitty traits. I don't want to be a bad example. I don't want to do this. So it was like a spin zone. It was, How do I lead by example? How do I not shelter them? How do I give them the world, but also not baby them, or not like, I don't want to turn them spoiled. I don't want to like paralyze them and make them dependent on me. I was good at like asking parents and asking adults, like, what were your tricks? Like my friends' parents, certain parents, I'd be like, what was your trick in parenting? Because I like how your kid turned out. What the hell is your method? But all of them are the same thing. They're like, we don't know, like, this was their personality. We had this. So I think the main thing is I wanted to make sure the structure was kind of right. Like, make sure our home was a safe place. Make sure they didn't go without basic necessities so that they could grow and flourish their whole personality. Like, I don't care if people are like, your kid's spoiled, you give them this, you give them that. I don't give a shit about that. Like, I want all their basic needs met so that you can start seeing the other adaptations of being a human and seeing that off the start flowering buds. Like, I want the root system, I want the soil right, I want to control the environment around them, and I was scared shitless because I'm a psycho and I don't want them to be psychos. So I didn't learn this till after Dahlia. So for me, I'm not like a super structured, emotionally intelligent. I'm a spiritual, fun roller coaster. So like for the kids, I was there when Nally needed a diaper change. I don't give a shit. If Nally needed help while she was having to do blah, 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 I don't know. I was the first like respondent there. If somebody's crying at night, I'd jump out of bed and go check on them. I was the one, if someone's crying out there, and throw them in the sky, throw them around, tickle them, wrestle them, punch them in the head, give them a noogie. Like, that was my parenting style. So now with the current events with my health, I'm having to take a whole other like step back, and like I still acknowledge and like I can be as vocal as I can, but I can't distract them. So I had to start learning other coping and like learn how to process things emotionally, not raise my voice. My 4-year-old daughter had to be like, Dad, whenever you're yelling in a point like this, you're making the situation worse. And I had to like sit there and like, why are you telling me that? But then it was a growth thing for me, but the thing that hurt for me is I couldn't distract by throwing my kids up in the air or playing with them, or if Nally needed a couple minutes because she does so much, I can't distract them. I didn't think I could distract them, but now I know to load up on my scooter and go walk around the block. Like, it's been a process from gate one? The gate out of the vagina 1 to like phase 3 now is like, no, we don't know. Everyone has advice for how to do shit, but we just try to take it in stride, make sure our kids, all basic necessities are met, and that we don't rob them from growth and development. So since I'm an emotional person, I understand whenever they're going through their emotions, I can encourage and talk them through, or let them go through their emotions and get them through to the other side and help them process those emotions. I let them try to figure out self-soothing, but I also pay attention to when they say, hey, Dad, I need help. I want them to know that there's like, I'm there for you. I'm there for you. You're never going to go through anything alone. Like, I'm there for you. I think it's good for like growth and development, but it's also cool because I never had that. It's also cool having somebody in your support system, or someone are like, what do you call it? Somebody in your corner. You need a hype man, so I think I'm good at absorbing your emotions because I am an emotional person. And then I'm good at like the aftermath after we're like, hey, do you know what you just felt? Do you know what that is? You're not wrong for feeling that way. We're humans. But explaining and getting to their level will be like, hey, if you cause this other pain and distraction to other people, That's where it's an issue. So I don't know. I think I'm good at getting to their level, but also like letting them go through it. I'm good at it. I love those little dudes. This is real. So, struggles as a father. I didn't grow up with a father. I'm not making an excuse either. I'm not making an excuse, but I know, like, I pay attention to more shit than I should. And I self-reflect and I beat myself up. Things that I wish I could work on for me as a dad, which I wish I could work on, is not being like a freak out dad, or like if my kids are acting out because how I am and who I am and how I've been raised, I feel the tension. I feel like all the parents looking at us. I feel the anxiety. I feel like when my kids are freaking out, I want to fucking scream right there with them. So like, as a parent, you cannot do that. You have to be able to like dissect it, separate it, be the adult, come back to, hey, let me tell you how you're feeling. Yeah, so this is what I was gonna say. You bring whatever, me and Allie have been married 18 years. We know whose chores, who's responsible for this, these are nonverbal things. These are like, hey, I'll take this role, I'll do this, you do that, we'll do this. When it comes to kids, there's not like a definition of, they say the dad is supposed to be the disciplinarian. I struggle with disciplinarian because I think it's a load of shit. I've seen the abuse of alcohol and emotions, and it's not a healthy place. So I try to stay out of discipline when it comes to physical or emotional. I try to separate those two. So when it comes to like actual stability and like if there's a storm coming, I'm there for you. I'll keep you safe. I'll support you. Come over here. I'll build us a shack. I'll clean out that closet. I'll build a duct. I'll tell you it's going to be fine. I'm good at that. I'm great at that. When it comes to, let me teach you how to start a Roth IRA. I'm not going to be good at that. We did it a little differently. We were older. We kind of knew what we were aware of, or we knew the situation was kind of bigger than, we're not in our 20s. Our careers are kind of changing. This is a blessing kind of later in life. What are we doing? Kind of a risk, kind of a shift. We were ready for it. Financially, like this is what they never say, or they always say you can't financially be ready for being a parent, but that's always a stressor in most people's lives. So for us, we had our careers, we had this, but then it's finding like, then we had to think of childcare. We had to think of who's going to watch the kids, because we don't really have a huge support system for our kids, honestly. So the main ways, career-wise, the way your love for, you're welcoming another love, but you have to start thinking about your home. You have to think about, is there enough rooms? You have to think about, I can't hang out with my friends as much anymore, or I have to think about, I have to spend money this way. Like, I was thinking every stressor possible. I was thinking every blessing possible, because I'm such in the moment kind of person that I'm just sitting here rollating through all of them. And I didn't grow up with, it was kind of a single mother, kind of a stepdad, kind of a raised by community thing. So I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do now? I was excited, nervous. We were older, so it's a different thing than if I was in my 20s or a teenager. I found this out later on in life, is I do not process stress very well. So financial responsibilities, it got pretty hairy, like, honestly, because I'm my hardest critic. So like, I would stress out about the biggest and littlest things right before COVID, a little before COVID, where I'm like, because I didn't want to lose my identity, but when you have kids, you lose your identity. This is the thing. they're the process that like has to be, how do I word this? They are the thing that you got to keep alive. And for me, I was like, I'm losing myself. I still want to be able to do this. I still want to do that. And that shit don't matter. And it took me, I was fighting that for the longest because I was still trying to like be relevant. So if I could go back to myself, or if I could say anything to young parents, like, because I think this is supposed to come naturally. It did not for me. You got to lose yourself into your children. So that's what, I don't handle stressors very well. I learned that along the way. Relax. You're not in control of what you think you're in control of. Be prepared. If you're prepared, it's not as stressful or scary. If you're prepared for the worst, don't be a fucking doomsday, what are they called? Don't be a doomsday prepper. Don't be a prepper, or like somebody who's like, oh, a helicopter parent. Don't do that. But like, be prepared for everything. But don't stress out over the small stuff. Don't stress out over things you don't have control over. Love your kid. Like, don't try to overwork and get more money. Don't try to distract yourself from, like, be present. Be present. That's good advice. Hey everyone, this is Dave, and I still have ALS, and I'm still going to be doing update videos, but we are also starting a series of videos to let my kids, and I guess you all too, get to know me a little better. Okay, full disclosure, this is actually not Dave speaking, but my ElevenLabs voice clone. Also, this is not an ad, but if you or someone you know has ALS, ElevenLabs offers a free professional account with diagnosis documentation, and I highly recommend it. Anyway, let's get into it. In this video, I'm going to be answering a few questions about parenthood, and I hope you all enjoy it. Now it's time for my real voice. Uh-oh, here we go.